Welcome to Section 9.1, Understanding Personal Finance. Our objectives for this section are to create a budget, calculate sales prices and discounts, calculate percentage of increase and decrease. As adults, we will find financial challenges that affect our decisions in daily life. This section will introduce you to some basic concepts of personal finance that can be used for a lifetime. Our first objective here is creating a budget, and we have 4 steps or guidelines to do this. First is calculate a monthly and periodical income. Next, calculate your monthly or periodical expenses. Third, subtract your total expenses from your income. And fourth, allocate any remaining funds to savings, long-term goals, or to an emergency fund. We want to define gross and net income. Gross income is your total income or your income before taxes, and net income is your gross income minus your taxes. Our first example, we're asked to calculate federal income tax. It says Jamie graduated from college in 2013 with a degree in accounting. Her first job pays an annual salary of $52,000 per year. How much should Jamie expect to pay in federal income taxes for this salary if the tax rate is 15%? So we want to recall from earlier sections that we would first convert 15% to a decimal, 0.15, and then we can take the 52,000 and multiply it by the decimal form of the percent. $52,000 times 0.15 gives us $7,800. And that is Jamie's federal income tax. Example 2, net income. It says Priya just graduated from a liberal arts college and acquired a job as a sociologist. Her yearly salary is $34,500. If the federal tax rate is 15%, the Social Security tax rate is 6.2%, and the unemployment tax rate is 6%, determine the following. What are Priya's yearly taxes? And second, what is Priya's monthly take-home pay? So first we want to calculate Priya's yearly taxes. So if we need to know what the individual taxes are, we would do these one at a time. But if we just want to know them, the total, we can add the percentages beforehand. So we could say 15 plus 6.2 plus 6 gives us a total of 27.2% in taxes if we're just interested in total taxes. If we wanted an individual breakdown, we would multiply each of these against Priya's salary of $34,500. So 34,500 times 0.15. This will give us the federal tax rate. So that's $5,715. The Social Security tax, so this was federal income tax. Now the Social Security tax is 34,500 times 0.62. Sorry, that would be 62%, 0.062, so that's 6.2%. And that gives us $2,139 for Social Security tax. And then unemployment tax is 34,500 times 0.06. And we get $2,070. And if we add these all up, 2,070 plus the 2,139 plus the 5,175, we have a total amount of taxes of $9,384. Now, we said we could have done this all in one step if we didn't need the individual breakdown. We said 27.2%, and we got the $9,384. So the key is that we always have to multiply the tax rate by the entire income. We don't get to reduce it as we're going through the problem. Now, back to the problem. It says, what's Priya's yearly taxes? So we've calculated that. Part A, the answer is $9,384. Part B, what is Priya's monthly take-home pay? So we would take her total annual income, $34,500, minus the $9,384. That would be her total annual net pay divided by 12 months. And her total monthly net pay is $2,093. That's her total monthly take-home. So, example 3 says that in example 2, Priya had a monthly net income of $2,093. Use these steps to create a budget to allocate Priya's monthly income if her expenses consist of the following. So, Priya's rent is $600, gas is $250, utilities is $150, food and entertainment is $600, student loan payments per month is $210. This is Priya's total monthly expenses. So, income minus expenses. And we have $2,093 minus $1,810. And that means remaining funds equals $283. Priya should try to save as much of this as possible because from month to month, expenses can fluctuate. You can end up spending more on gas or food or less month to month, and you want to save that for the months where costs go up. Example 4 is budgeting with a spreadsheet. The problem says Gail works for an art gallery with her annual income of $44,000. They've done the work for us and said that her monthly net pay, that's after taxes are paid, is $2,669.33. Her basic monthly expenses are the following. So we have these expenses, just some added extras. Gail gives to charities $45 each month. And she has a side job where she makes $30 extra a week. So they threw these extra things into our problem just for us to keep track of it and add it to our budget. So we're going to take all of these expenses and put it into a spreadsheet. And you see that the last line of the spreadsheet here, I've added the charities. And the side job is a consulting The side job is a consulting job, and you see I wrote 30 times 4 weeks, so it's 120 per month. After you have all of your numbers into your spreadsheet, you can click at the bottom to do a total. And in your spreadsheet, the command is equal sign. You always start with an equal sign when you want the spreadsheet to do a calculation for you. In our case, we want to use the sum function, parenthesis. Click on and drag to select all the values we want the spreadsheet to sum. Close the parenthesis, hit enter, and we see that the total expenses for the month are $1,660. The salary, the net monthly salary income after taxes plus the extra 120 from consulting, we can now say equals sum parentheses. Click and highlight everything on the income side. Close the parentheses and enter. We see there's a total income of $2,789.33. And remaining funds, we're going to say equals, click on the income box, minus, click on the expense box, and hit enter. And we see there are remaining funds of $1,129.33 each month. Some of this should go into savings, maybe some into investments, maybe pay down some loans or credit card debt to avoid the interest. Let's go back to our problem. So we've created the budget using a spreadsheet. We saw what the extra money was. And then another scenario comes up where we say, okay, each month the budget might fluctuate. So what if utilities cost $360? They went up by $50 for the month. And let's say food, you went out to eat a little bit extra, and that went up to $375. And we see how it automatically updates the total expenses and the remaining funds for us. It's good practice to do this. I do this. I keep each month in its own tab in the spreadsheet along the bottom. January 2020, February 2020, March 2020. And I've been doing it for years that I can look at how much my expenses have changed over the years. I can see if my monthly funds that are available are decreasing and diminishing with time. That could be because of inflation, the cost of living going up. If this ever gets into the negative, that means you're living at a more expensive rate than your income is coming in, and you need to make cuts, or else you're going to use up your savings. So it's a good practice to keep a spreadsheet, keep it month over month, year over year, so you have a history, and you can keep track of if this ever goes into the negative, you know that you need to make changes in your expenses so that you don't uh, use up all of your savings or dip into your savings. All right, the next topic is list price versus sales price. The price of an item as it is listed for public sale is the list price. Another phrase I've often seen was manufacturer suggested retail price, MSRP. The discount is the amount of reduction from the list price. This is usually given as a percentage of the list price. So if it says 25% off or 30% off, that's the discount. And the sales price, sometimes called the net price, is the actual cost of the item after the discount is applied. So we see sale price is equal to list price minus the discount. Example 5, finding the sales price. Super Shoes is having a sale. A pair of tennis shoes has a list price of $129.99. The store is offering a discount of 25% off the list price. Determine the sale price of the shoes before taxes. So we can take this $129.99 and subtract the 25% discount. That would require us to first calculate the 25% discount. So 129.99 times 0.25 for 25%, hit enter, we get 32.4975. We should understand that when dealing with money, we always round to the nearest hundredth. So we're going to say that the 25% discount is equal to um, $32.50. And we can now subtract that, 129.99 minus $32.50, and we get 97.49 as the sale price. That's one way we can do it. An alternate way, instead of calculating the 25% discount and subtracting, we can subtract the 25% from 100%. So 100% minus 25% equals 75%, and that would be the sale price. So we could have taken the 129.99 and multiplied it by 0.75, and we should get the same sale price of $97.49. 129.99 times 0.75 equals $97.49. So you have two techniques: calculate the 25% and subtract it from the price, or subtract the discount from 100% and multiply that percent to get the sale price. Example 6. Andrea bought a stereo on sale for $198.45. The list price of the stereo was $330.75. What percent is the discount? So we see that this is the sale price and this is the original price. We need to figure out what was the dollar amount of the discount. So $330.75 minus $198.45 will equal the discount. $330.75 minus $198.45 tells us that the discount was $132.30. And now we want to know what percent is that. And that percent has to be with the original price. So 132.30 over 330.75 is equal to X over 100. This is using that is over of equals percent over 100 formula. $132.30 is what percent of $330.75. So now you can use your cross multiplying, bring the 100 up. You get 100 times 132.30 divided by 330.75 is equal to X. Remember that X is going to be our percent. $100 times 132.30 divided by 330.75 gives us 40, so it's 40%. That was the discount on the stereo. Our next topic is percentage change. The percentage change over a period of time can be calculated by this following formula. The percentage change is equal to the new price, subtract the original price, and then you divide it by the original price. You multiply by 100, and then you add the percent symbol, and that's your percentage of change. Example 7, we have a percentage decrease. Freddie bought a tablet PC for $1,200. 1 year later, the same tablet PC cost $900. Determine the percentage decrease for the price of the tablet PC. Well, if we go back to our formula, it's new minus old over old times 100. New minus old over old times 100. And then once we get our answer, we add a percent symbol next to it. So this is going to be negative 300 over 1,200. The negative just means we have a decrease. So we don't need to use the negative when we're using the word decrease. And this gives us 300 over 1200 is 1/4. So it is a 25% decrease. Example A is a percentage increase. The parent bike company uses a 40% profit margin to determine the list price of their products. If the company buys a bike at wholesale price of $450, what would be the list price for the bike? So we want um, new minus old, which is the 450, over the old is equal to the percentage change, which is 40 over 100. And when we cross multiply, we get new minus 450 equals, we're going to multiply the 450 to the other side. We see that if I multiply both sides by 450, it cancels on this side, and we now have 40 times 450 divided by 100. 40 times 450 divided by 100 gives us 180. So new minus 450 equals 180. Add 450 to both sides. And we have the new price is $630. Our last example is a percentage recovery example. During a financial downturn, your stock portfolio lost 38% of its value. How much would the value need to increase to return to its full value before the financial downturn? Express your answer as a percent rounded to the nearest tenth. So if we lost 38%, that means its current value is 62% of what it was. How much would the value need to increase to return to its full value of 100%? Well, if I take this percent and I express it as a decimal, 0.62 is the current value. We want to know how much would it need to increase. So what percent of this of 0.62 do we need to gain back 38%? So basically we're saying 0.62 times x, that is the percent, so that is equal to 0.38. This will calculate the 0.38 we want to add back to 0.62 to get back our 100%. So we simply divide both sides by 0.62. X is equal to 0.38 divided by 0.62. This is our desired amount back. This is our current value. Well, when we plug this in, 0.38 divided by 0.62 tells us it is 0.6129. But to convert this to a percent, move the decimal over 2 places. So it's 61.29%. It said round to the nearest tenth. So we would say 61.3%. We need 61.3% of the current value to get back to 38% we lost. Let's test this out. If I take 61.3% of 62, let me put in a new slide. So that means we're going to do 0.613 times 0.62, 0.613 times 0.62, and that gives us back 0.38006. That's the 38% we got back. If we add these two together, we would get 1.00006, and we all know that 1 is equal to 100%. This is the decimal form of 100%. So these kinds of problems often throw students off because they think, well, I just need 38% back. If I had 38 to 62, I'm back at 100. Yes, you need 38 to add back, but what percent of 62 is 38? That's the trick of the problem because we're no longer at 100%. Our current value is 62%. And those are the stages you need to take with the problem. After the loss, identify the current value and then take the percent of the current value equal to the desired amount. Okay? Watch the video, take your notes, complete the practice problems, send me questions if you have them.